Hi, everyone. So here we are at week 3 of the course, and we're going to be shifting a little bit from digital literacy and computer science, and we're going to be moving into the study of teaching and learning mathematics. So this will be our second learning cycle, and this is the first week of this learning cycle that's around mathematics. All right, so in this week, week 3, we'll be covering 2 learning objectives. We'll be covering learning objective 1, which is building and demonstrating our understanding for teaching and learning math. And we have a bunch of learning activities here that are all due on Wednesday. And then we have our second learning objective 2, constructing your philosophy for teaching and learning math. And we have all of these different activities that will be due on Saturday. Now, let me just note that some of these activities require you to get an out. Some of these activities, in order for you to get an outstanding, you need to reply to other people's posts and demonstrate yourself as a professional learning community member. Now, it might be tough to finish them all by Wednesday, so the replies are very flexible. And you might finish all this work for Wednesday, but the replies don't have to be done until either Saturday or Sunday. The same thing for these ones here. All of the replies on these activities to get an outstanding won't be due until Saturday or Sunday. So you can come back in and check in later in the week to learn from each other and build on each other's thinking. I will be grading all of the assessments on Monday. That way it gives you plenty of time to reply and finish up all of the assessments in the best you can. So let's really quickly go through all of the different things we'll be doing this week. So for learning objective 1, all these activities that'll be due on Wednesday. The first thing you'll do is access prior knowledge. I have some content from our survey we took earlier in the year, and this is asking you to think about your experience of math class when you were in grade school. Okay, and then after that, we're going to start our 3-2-1 bridge. So we've done this before. So this is just opening up the 3-2-1 bridge for the whole 2-week learning cycle. You have to remember that we're doing it again for the purpose that these are routines. So because they're a routine, it's something that you want to build into your classroom environments to know that students, okay, we're doing this again, and that I've done this before, and this is helping me practice this way of thinking over and over again. So it just hopefully will become just the way they think eventually. So we'll start off that one. And then you'll be diving into the Massachusetts curriculum framework. And I have a scavenger hunt again to help you go through that. After that, we'll be doing a new type of slides mini lesson, and I'll quickly go over that, but I already have a video on the first slide to tell you how to do it. But the purpose of this is to try to demonstrate that it's best in mathematics to try and say that there are many different ways to solve a problem and allow students to be creative in all the different ways that they can figure out how to solve a problem. We often take 36 plus 48 and we just put them on top of each other and we know that formal algorithm. But this is a way for us to experience what are all the different ways that we can add and the way we can think of it in our head. And that helps students engage and feel like they own some of the learning when they're in math class. So we'll be doing that one. And then after that, we will be diving into the content exploration. Now, the content exploration here is a whole bunch of incredible content. I love all of these videos and articles. I think that we all can learn a ton from this. You'll notice that the required media, there's a couple more, but these short articles are really short and to the point, but worth talking about. Also, this time I divided up them into categories. So you should try to select one from each of these categories in your choice. But of course, having a look at all of them is definitely going to be beneficial for you, and you can get as much out of this as you'd like. Okay, so then after that, We'll be diving. So after that, you'll actually have to share your thinking and do a final demonstration to let me know how you're developing your understanding for teaching and learning mathematics. Okay, and then we're going to be diving into learning objective 2, and all of these assignments will be due on Saturday. So the first thing we'll have to do is we're going to dive into our mentor exploration. So we have a new hashtag MTBoss, and we have a whole bunch of new mentors that we can now learn from and continue to learn from, hopefully in the future, if you want to do that. Okay, and then after we finish the mentor exploration, you'll then post a couple of information about what you learned, some phrases, some words, or if you identified a mentor or anybody that you learned from. Okay. And then after that, we have a Flipgrid activity right here where you will be making a triple connection about math. So you've already done a lot of learning this week with the MA framework, the math, the content exploration, and math mentors. So how can you kind of find out what's the core at all of this, and what are you learning from all the different resources and activities that we've had this week so far? Okay, and then we'll be diving into developing your philosophy, which is just so important to have a philosophy for everything that we teach. And I really believe that when you're creating your philosophy here, and here's the document that you'll use to help you guide you in creating your philosophy. Oh, it's not loading very quickly right now. But I'll jump into this one here. I highlighted, I'm going to highlight this and say, this might be the most important piece of this learning cycle, or at least the most important of this week. Because, we might learn how to teach math or how to do math or how to solve equations and teach kids how to solve equations. But having a philosophy hopefully will stick with you forever when you are trying to think about, how am I going to get these kids to engage in this learning? How I'm going to support them in the learning of math that I'm trying to have them do? How am I going to design this math learning experience best? And hopefully the philosophy is the thing that drives that creation, that design. So this is here. It's loaded. So this is now. This is not good. That should be math. I thought I fixed all of that, and I've changed a few words around too, based on some feedback and the things that I got from everybody. And of course, if you still get stuck with your philosophy, here's a couple of links down below. You can have a read with that, and maybe those are some things that will resonate with you. You want to include in your philosophy. Okay, so after we finish the philosophy, we're done with week 1. So then you just give me some feedback. I always appreciate your feedback so that I can help create better learning experiences for you for the next week and the rest of the course. So there's week 3 in a nutshell. Let me know if you have any problems, and I can't wait to see what things you find surprising, what things you find that resonate with you, or maybe some things that actually challenge you in your thinking, and some of the things that you might be wondering. Okay, have a wonderful week.